Being that I brought up the story about the cooler, it brought up a couple other memories of me working in that shop, which was fun for me. Had Secret Service come in and not shut the store down, but like you knew somebody big was about to come in. So we're all kind of curious who, because you know, when the suits show up, they don't say anything and they just pretty much swarm the place, cover all the exits and entrances and all that. About an hour or so before the person shows up and stand post, you know, somebody big is coming in. It was the president of Zimbabwe. And working customer service, I actually got to check the guy out because of however it worked with him being tax exempt. Fairly down to earth person. Bought a lot of like mosquito nets. But I guess my manager, when he was done, he gave him a like $1 million Zimbabwe bill. Granted, it translated to like $2, but that was cool. I saw $1 million bill. And I think that actually happened a couple times when I worked there. It wasn't very frequent, but I think Secret Service came in like 3-4 times when I was working there for high-end people to shop like that, which is crazy. Maybe one day I'll have a store surrounded by Secret Service for me to shop. But point of that saying, like, you would have to know who that guy was, because me just looking at him, I would have had no idea, right? No idea he was a prince or anything like that. Royalty, leadership, what have you. But that just goes to show you a lot of variation is out there with people, especially the closer you get to DC. But then had a meeting, and apparently somebody was like stealing fishing rods at one store, would travel to another and return it. And so they told us about it and told us to contact the fishing department, because they were switching out SKUs too. They're switching out the barcodes, so they would bring back a less expensive rod but with a higher expense price tag. And you know, I always called, especially when it was like a $100 rod, called back to the fishing department to get them to, okay, that's the right, that barcode is for that rod. And apparently I got had, because it was not. And the manager comes up, did you return this? Yes, I did. It's my name on it, I did it. Then he tried to accuse me of not getting it checked. And I said, you can check the camera. That was the best line. I said, I had somebody from fishing, I forget who at this time, because it's a week later that you're bringing it to my attention. But you can certainly go check the camera and see who came up here. You know, you have the receipt time, so just go back from that date. It must have sat back in that customer service office for a month without them touching it. And I never heard anything else of that. I didn't sign any paperwork, anything like that, because I did what I was supposed to do. And then my favorite one was the guy trying to do sleight of hand. And for those of you that don't know, people will come up and try to give you change and then ask for, you know, different denominations and various amounts. And then while you're counting out money, will slip like a $20 bill in their pocket, right? They'll give you 100, ask for, they'll slip 20 in their pocket. So he was doing that. And he said, well, I'm short 20. I recounted and he was short 20. I said, well, I gave you everything. I said, I'll tell you what, let me get your information. And if we're $20 short at the end of the day, I'll go ahead and we'll give you a call and we'll get you your $20 back. But there's no way for us to prove that right now. We can't count down this drawer. So we'll have to do it tomorrow. Guess who never got a call? We were dead on that day. So just be aware of your surroundings. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right. Don't get tricked, guys. Have a good day.